Yes. Welcome back to the channel GH247. Wherever you are on the globe, especially you that is in the diaspora, this is your channel GH247. The news coming all the way from Africa, Ghana, West Africa, for that matter. Dear friends, well, Ghana's new president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has delivered his State of the Nation address, SONA. State of the Nation's address, the first of his State of the Nation's address after taking office in the past 50 days. Yes. 50 days in office. And dear friends, the Ghana's economy is actually worse than we ever thought of. Oh yes, the outgoing government, the outgone government has actually made a mess of the government. They've actually made mess of Ghana's economy, much more than we could ever imagine. In the State of the Nation's address yesterday, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, he used a word. He said the true length of the frog can only be seen when the frog dies. The true length of the frog can only be seen after its death. That is just the state of Ghana's economy right now. Means that outside of government, even though we knew things were going wrong or things have gone wrong, that the economy was in a bad shape, getting into government the last 50 days have actually opened their eyes. They've seen worse than expected or than they even thought of. Look, if you are a Ghanaian in the diaspora, JN is back to fix it. In his State of the Nation's address, he made it very clear. He said, I am sad to report, he told the parliamentarians in parliament, he said, I am sad to report that it's not good. I am sad to report that it is not good. Ghana's economy, I am sad to report that it is not good. 50 days into the office or into my administration, the economy, Ghana's economy is not good. But he promised to set a high standard. And he also reminded us that in the history of Ghana, we've finally gotten a first female vice president who was right there, seated there in the parliament with him. Ladies and gentlemen, but he said the economy is not in right shape. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I want to hear him by yourself. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Mr. Speaker, as I stated earlier, Article 67 of the 1992 Constitution requires that I give an account of the state of our nation to Parliament. I'm sad to report that the state of our nation is not good. Our economy is in crisis and our people are suffering.
Well, you've heard it all by yourself. Dear friends, Mahama, His Excellency, he is up to the task. Indeed, he is not a man that is a novice to the office that he's occupying right now. No, he was there before. And so for him to come back and say, we are on a reset agenda to reset Ghana, to reset Ghana's economy, he actually meant it. He continued, he said, it is not my style to lament and shift blame. Just as I fixed Dumsor in 2016, I will fix the economy. Oh, you think I'm lying? He said, just as I fixed Dumsor before leaving office in 2016, I will fix Ghana's economy. Listen, he said, from January 2016 until January 2017, when he left office, there has not been any power outage in Ghana. There has not been any power rationing in Ghana. The lights were on. He fixed the light system, the light issues, the light problems in Ghana. And the same way he fixed it this time around, he is going to fix Ghana's economy. I will fix the economy. He reminded us the economy is even worse to the extent that the outgone government in their agreement with the IMF, the negotiations with the IMF, they agreed that the inflation will not be more than 18%. But as we speak, they left inflation at 23%. Dear friend, listen to him by yourself. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Elected with such high voter confidence, and that is to solve Ghana's problems. With your permission, Mr. Speaker, and within the constraints of time, I'll take the liberty to elaborate on how we intend to address the numerous challenges facing us as a nation. Yesterday, February 26, 2025, marks exactly 10 years since I stood in this chamber, at this very spot, to declare my determination to fix Dumsor, a legacy problem of power shortages. And Mr. Speaker, I fixed it. Yes, I promised to fix it, and I did. And I wish to place firmly on record that from January 2016 until I handed over the administration of this country on January 7, 2017, there was no power.
You've heard it all yourself. Let's move on. I have a lot for you. Relax yourself. This is about Ghana. Wherever you are on the globe, this is about Ghana. And you are on GH247. My name is Selon. Yes, Richie from our studios. He also spoke about debt situation. How much Ghana owes right now. How much do Ghana owe right now? Even as he left the economy in a better shape in 2016, 2017 for the outgone government, the electricity of Ghana that supplies power to the various homes and industries. Dear friends, he announced before he left power, there has been an account that was created, okay, to stabilization fund that was meant to be used to stabilize the electricity in Ghana, called a sinking fund. Dear friends, he announced that in that sinking fund right now, the amount that electricity company is owing is far much more than the amount that they left in the sinking fund. Likewise, the cocoa board. Ghana's cocoa board is also in a mess. They are also owing to billions of Ghana cedis. As a matter of fact, Ghana cocoa board is owing about 68 billion Ghana cedis. They are owing a hefty amount of money. All these are debts that he needs to salvage. Otherwise, every cocoa farmer, every ton of cocoa that the cocoa farmers will produce, every 1 ton of cocoa that the cocoa farmers will produce, they will make a loss of $4,000. $4,000. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, just listen to your president, the president that is in to reset Ghana's economy. Just listen to him again.
Yes, I promised to fix it, and I did. And I wish to place firmly on record that from January 2016 until I handed over the administration of this country on January 7, 2017, there was no power rationing or load management in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, today, inspired by the Almighty God and propelled by the massive mandate given to me by the good people of Ghana, I am moved to make a similar purposeful and bold declaration that I, John Dramani MAHAMA, I will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and reset it on a path of growth and prosperity.
You've heard it all. That is your president, His Excellency John Dramani MAHAMA. He actually meant business. Hey, MAHAMA, right now in this season, the next 4 years, he wants to really make a name for himself. He's not joking. Just look at the kind of appointments he made to various positions. Young men, 28 years, 35 years, 40 years, 27 years, they are the ones that he's giving positions in government. CEO, deputy CEO. Look at the Ashanti regional minister. Oh yes, the region that has the gold for Ghana. Young man, 30 plus years old, ruling the whole region, the whole state, as a governor. You that is in Nigeria, you call it governors. Dear friends, he continued. And he also touched on Operation Recover All. Yes, the committee he set up even before taking office, whilst he was, during the transition period, to block the loots that the outgoing government then, or outgoing government, some of the officials might have been trying to loot the state, especially looting of properties. The committee is set up to recover the loots. Therefore, he touched on that briefly. And he also made mention of the National Service Secretariat. The report came up last week. I was supposed to come here with a full report on that. National Service Secretariat, the ghost names. There are over 80,000 ghost names in our National Service Secretariat database. And according to him, in every month, those so-called officials that were in charge, they made not less than 15 million Ghana cedis every single month. They make not less than 50,000 Ghana cedis not in every single month, getting themselves rich, collecting money, and those people are not existing. Ghost names, yet those names are ghosts are receiving salaries every month. He said he has directed the security department to book, to arrest and persecute, everyone that is involved in that scandal. Yes, every individual working with the National Service Secretariat who are involved, they should be arrested. And he also said he understands, or he heard, many of them are already on the run. He said their assets should be frozen and investigations should be conducted until it is done. He made it public. No joke, dear friend. No joke. He declared them wanted. He asked the security chiefs to declare those people wanted. You know what it means when you have been declared wanted? Listen to him by yourself, dear friend.
0.8% of its value. In addition to the public debt, which amounts to a staggering 721 billion cedis, several state-owned enterprises are also in debt, including the ECG, which owes 68 billion Ghana cedis. Ghana Cocoa Board, the hope of cocoa farmers, is also highly indebted. Its balance sheet indicates a total debt of 32.5 billion Ghana cedis, of which 9.7 billion is due to be paid at the end of September 2025. In 2023-2024 crop season, Cocoa Board was unable to supply 333,767 metric tons of cocoa, which it had sold at $2,600 per ton. As a result, the then management of Cocoa Board rolled over these contracts into the 2024-2025 season. Honorable members, Mr. Speaker, this implies that for every ton of cocoa delivered this year, in fulfillment of the rollover contracts, Cocoa Board and Ghanaian farmers are...
Well, he also continued and announced that henceforth, he wants to make sure Ghanaians who want to serve, once you finish your university education or yes, you are expected to serve national service. He said there will be an option for those who want to serve in the military, short military services. Short in the military, you can just go into the, like it's done in Europe or in America. Americans usually, once you've graduated, you do your service, your national service with the military. Yes, he wants to implement the same system in Ghana. Dear friend, he is implementing that in Ghana. And he also spoke about a Juma program. means that jobs that will be created, little jobs that will be created for the youth. Yes, he want to make sure that there will be jobs that will be created for the youth everywhere, so that our youth will no longer be idle. He said there are over 2 million unemployed youths in Ghana. About 2 million unemployed youth in Ghana, and they will have to be taken care of. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your president on your screen explaining it further.
We actually have a project called Nkukon Kitinkiti. The Nkukon Kitinkiti project will cover 55,000 households producing eggs and fresh poultry for the market. And it will help reduce our $300 million we spend on importing chicken annually.
Now, the outgone government started a project in the health sector, Agenda 111. And at the heat of the election campaign, the electionary campaign, they came up bragging that they have constructed 111 hospitals. They said about 38 are ready to be used. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, President John Dramani MAHAMA, made it very clear. He says, Agenda 111 hospitals, none of those Agenda 111 hospitals are operational. Means that none of those hospitals have been fully completed. None of those hospitals are operational as we speak. Dear friends, so it simply means that the outgone government, they only use propaganda trying to deceive the Ghanaian populace. Even when the project is not ready, they'll rush in there, they'll paint the outside, the walls of it, and the president will go and cut the sword to officially open the building, when the building itself, the inside. You cannot build a hospital and the equipment to be used are not in the hospital. The building is not a hospital, is it? Dear friends, listen to your president yourself.
Graduates coming out annually, 55% qualify for tertiary education, and only 35%, 161,000 of the 460,000 enroll in tertiary education, leaving over 300,000 without access. To address this, government is introducing a no-fee stress policy to eliminate tertiary admission fees, which currently serve as a barrier to higher education for some students. This will be supported by an enhanced student loan scheme, which is called the Student Loan Plus. The no-fee policy will also cover all persons with disabilities. And for emphasis, persons with disabilities will pay no fees for tertiary education throughout their study. And so PWDs who gain admission to tertiary institutions will pay.
See, sometimes politicians, they have been taking Ghanaians for granted for far too long. It is time that we get the right things done, and that is what President Mahama is about to do. Going into the educational sector, he announced something that I want to applaud. Disabled people, yes, physically disabled. Physically disabled. I know some people are mentally disabled. Physically disabled men and women out there that want to have tertiary education. Ladies and gentlemen, the president has announced that free tertiary education for all physically disabled men and women in Ghana. Means, henceforth, going into the university as a physically disability man or woman, you are not going to be paying a dime or a cent. He also announced that tertiary institutions or university students, henceforth, they'll be receiving what is called Student Loan Plus. Before, there used to be a student loan. But right now, he's making a Student Loan Plus. That is an enhanced feature on it. So it's not just going to be like, oh, they are giving you a loan. There is an enhancement on it. Loan Plus. Then he also announced, ladies and gentlemen, the free tuition for every new entrance. Free tuition. You are a graduate from the senior high school entering the university, dear friend. Henceforth, you are not going to be paying admission fee entry into the university. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to the president by yourself.
Judgment debts and payments to clear medical commodities at the ports are all put together. The last major hospital equipment replacement program was undertaken in 2014 when I was president. Since then, most hospital equipment in the Ghana Health Service facilities have deteriorated or broken down. Mr. Speaker, the Agenda 111 program, which was started as a knee-jerk reaction during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the Ghanaian public had begun to appreciate the significant investments that the previous NDC administration had made in healthcare facilities, and began to lament the many hospital projects that had stalled under the previous administration, a promise was made to build 111 hospitals. Mr. Speaker, I'm sad to note that there is no dedicated funding source for such a gargantuan project. There is no dedicated funding source for this gargantuan project. Mr. Speaker, for the record, as I speak, not a single Agenda 111 hospital is open. In any part of Ghana, I challenge you, not one is operational. Mr. Speaker, and it is worth disclosing, that $400 million has already been disbursed under the Agenda 111 project. Mr. Speaker, at a rate of approximately $80 million per hospital, this $400 million spent could have completed and made operational at least 22 of those hospitals.
All right, there is so much to talk about, but because of time, let me just end it here. SONA, State of the Nation's Address. Now we know the true status of Ghana's economy. Now we know the true status, the true length of the frog. You got it? Now we know the true length of the frog. Ghana's economy is in a dying stage. Is it in coma? It has already collapsed. Ghana's economy has already actually collapsed. For the president to touch on various issues, including the debt exchange program, where the outgone government successfully have taken over investors, Ghanaians who invested in bonds, Ghanaians who are on retirement, and they use their retirement money, they invested it in bonds so that the interest on it, they'll be using those interests to be taking care of their own health issues, because some of these people are old, 60-year-old and retired, 70-year-old, who are already retired and at home, no longer working, their retirement fund that was meant to be taking care of them. Some are sick, some are fighting various types of old age sicknesses and diseases that needed monthly treatment. The outgone government has taken their bonds, their interest. Now he announced that all those who were affected, their monies will be paid promptly. Like last week, I think about 60 billion Ghana cedis was released for such people. Their interest should be paid to them. Dear friends, a lot is taking place right now in Ghana. A lot is in the news, but this is just your update. In this week, I'll be back once again for more exclusives on this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, SONA, Ghana's State of the Nation's Address, delivered by His Excellency John Dramani MAHAMA to you, the Ghanaians, and to the world. Well, let me end it here. And let me just say, as a Ghanaian citizen, you should be happy, you should be applauding the president right now. Number one, for the kind of appointment he made so far, getting so much youth involved, so much young men and women involved in governance right now. Unlike the outgone government where you see people 60 years old, 70 years old, they were the ones still grabbing positions. How would the youth get employed? How would that young man out there, that young woman out there get married tomorrow? How can that young man take care of his family? But a president with a vision, a clear vision for the country, decided to get a youth involved in his administration. The old men, yeah, they can sit on boards. They can be a head of a board of an institution. No problem. To guide a young man through, that is the right way to go. For me, the economy, like the president's promise, yes, he promised that he will fix it. We are waiting, and we know that he will fix it indeed. I'll see you guys in the next one, friends. This is GH247. My name is Selom. I'll be back. Shalom.